Test 1. Special requirements. Texas rules. The color of the clearance lamps on the front of a vehicle must be amber. When backing a large truck, you should have someone guide you. Every trailer must have how many reflectors on the rear? 2. When turning right with a long vehicle or combination truck trailer, if it is impossible to stay in the proper lane, you should approach the corner about 4 feet from the curb or right edge of the roadway, then, if necessary, complete turn in center of street entry. Motor vehicles must be equipped with turn indicator lamps of devices if the body or load extends 24 inches or more to the left of the corner. The greatest length allowed by state law for any combination truck or trailer is 65 feet. The youngest age for licensing commercial operators is 18 years. All school buses, taxis, and other vehicle hauling passengers for hire or lease must carry a chemical type fire extinguisher of at least 1 quart capacity. Every bus or truck must be equipped on the rear with 2 stoplights. The number of trailers that may be pulled by one vehicle on the open highway is determined by length limits. Which of the following vehicles must have mud flaps when operated on public roads? All vehicles with 4 or more tires on the rear axle except single truck tractors and pole trailers. The top speed limit for heavy trucks on the open highway in the daytime is 60 miles per hour. Clearance lights on the front of a vehicle must be amber. When a truck breaks down on a highway in the daytime, the driver should set out red triangles. The greatest width allowed by state law for a truck, including the load, is 102 inches, 8.5 feet. Which of the following vehicles are required by state law to stop at railroad grade crossings outside city limits where no traffic control device is in operation? Buses carrying passengers for hire. Signal turn indicators are required on motor vehicles when the body or load of the vehicle extends to the left of the center of the steering wheel 24 inches. The length requirements for state law for vehicles or combinations of vehicles, including extensions over front and rear, do not apply within city limits. The state law requires, under normal atmospheric conditions, that clearance lights be visible for 900 feet. When one vehicle is towing another, the distance between the two must not be greater than 15 feet. State law requires animal-drawn vehicles or any farm tractor when operated on a highway at night to have a white light on the front and 2 red lights on the rear. To find out the weight limit for your particular vehicle, you should consult a license and weight patrolman. A city or county employee driving a city or county-owned commercial vehicle while on official duty is required to have a commercial operator's license. Clearance lights are required by state law for trucks or buses if the width is 80 inches or more. When a load extends 4 feet or more over the rear of a vehicle, what color flag must be attached to the extreme end of the extension if driving in the daytime? Red. The lease agreement, when a commercial vehicle has been leased to another for operation, must be filed with the Department of Public Safety. School bus drivers must be at least 18 years. When it is necessary to put flares around the truck, one must be placed beside the truck, the other 2 must be placed 100 feet to the front and rear of the vehicle. When towing another vehicle with a chain or cable, what color flag must be attached to the chain? White. Unless exempt by law, all rented or leased commercial vehicles must have a sign on each side for whom the vehicle is being operated. The The top speed limit for a pickup truck on U.S. or state highway in the daytime is 70 miles per hour. When going downhill with a heavy vehicle, it is unlawful to coast. The first thing the driver of a disabled truck or bus should do is set out flares, fuses, or reflectors. Trailers and semi-trailers must have brakes that can be applied by the driver when the gross weight reaches 4,500 pounds. The purpose of requiring registration papers on trucks at all times is to show weight of truck empty and how much it is registered to haul. Which of the following vehicles is required by state law to carry a chemical type fire extinguisher? Taxicab. It is unlawful to operate any motor vehicle on a highway with flanges or lugs on the wheels. It is unlawful for the operator of which of the following motor vehicles to change gears while actually crossing the tracks of an uncontrolled railroad grade crossing. Motorbus. Clearance lamps mounted on the rear or the side near the rear of a vehicle must be what color? Red. The greatest length allowed by state law for any combination truck and trailer is 65 feet. The top speed limit for heavy trucks on the open highway at night is 55 miles per hour. The greatest height allowed by state law for a vehicle including its load is 14 feet. Before going down a steep grade with a heavy vehicle, you should shift to a lower gear. The first thing the driver of a disabled truck or bus should do is set out flares, fuses, or reflectors. Signal turn indicators are required on motor vehicles when the body or load of the vehicle extends to the left of the center of the steering wheel 24 inches. When one truck is following another truck or vehicle, it must keep far enough back for one vehicle to enter safely between them. When one vehicle is towing another, the distance between the two must be no greater than 15 feet. The greatest weight allowed by state law for any vehicle carrying a load is 80,000 pounds. To legally drive a taxi cab for the purpose of hauling passengers for hire or fare, the driver must hold a valid Texas chauffeur's license and be at least 18 years old. Commercial operators have more responsibility than the ordinary driver. The top speed limit for motor buses on U.S. or state highways at night is 65 miles per hour. Clearance lights are required by state law for trucks or buses. The width is 80 inches. Hazard warning signal lights must be immediately activated by any truck, bus, truck trailer, semi-trailer, or pole trailer outside city limits if it is parked upon a roadway or adjacent shoulder is such vehicle 80 inches or more in width or 30 feet or more in overall length. Which of the following vehicles are not required to have mud flaps? Trailers. The greatest length allowed by state law for a single vehicle is 45 feet. Drivers of heavy trucks must have in their possession or on the truck commercial or chauffeur's license and registration papers for the truck. The number of trailers that may be ordinarily pulled by one vehicle on the open highway is determined by length limits. It is unlawful for the driver of which of the following motor vehicles to change gears while actually crossing tracks on an uncontrolled railroad grade crossing outside a business or residential district. Motorbus. When mud flaps are required on trucks or trailers, they must reach how close to the surface? 8 inches. The top speed for heavy trucks on the open highway in the daytime is 60 miles per hour. Unless by special permission, no vehicle may carry a load extending more than 3 feet beyond the front. Unless by special permission, no vehicle may carry a load extending more than 4 feet beyond the rear. Vehicles and trailers with metal tires must obtain a special permit if they weigh 5,000 pounds. When transporting loose materials, the top of the load must be covered securely to prevent escape of materials by canvas or tarp. When operated, a truck, tractor, and semi-trailer combination may not exceed 59 feet. This emblem is now a requirement for those slow-moving vehicles designed to operate at a maximum speed of 25 miles or less. In addition to vehicular hazard warning lights, every farm tractor and self-propelled unit of farm equipment or implement manufactured or assembled after January 1st, 1972 shall be equipped with 2 headlamps, 1 tail light, and 2 red reflectors. You may be required to unload the limit required by the law if the gross weight of your vehicle is found to exceed the maximum gross weight allowed by the law and a tolerance of 5%. Trucks manufactured or assembled prior to made year 1960 are required to have at least 1 tail light. Every motor vehicle, trailer, semi-trailer, whole trailer, and combination of such vehicles are equipped with brakes shall have the braking system so arranged that brakes are oppressed by 1 control device. Surge or intra-brake systems may be used on trailers and semi-trailers with a gross weight of 15,000 pounds or less. Generally, if the trailer and the combination is 3,000 pounds or less, the combination must be able to stop within 40 feet when traveling 20 miles per hour. On vehicles requiring reflectors, these reflectors must be mounted no less than 24 inches or more than 60 inches in height above the ground. A vehicle in which explosives were hauled meets a requirement of state law if a red flag 12 inches square is on the rear. The height from ground for mounted reflectors must be at least 24 inches. Once you finish this test, you must get a practice permit. If you do not get it now, the DPS office will not give you one later, and you cannot drive without a permit.